I wouldn't say so much pressure. I would say so much, let's make it fun for him. More like lay it on the line, because more than a teammate, more than a brother in the locker room, I'm a fan. I've been watching him since I can remember, and so to be playing for him, with him, is a big deal itself. It's an honor. And just to play with him on his last home game as a Steeler, that's a blessing.
Tim Benz.
Ray, at what point do you think you realized that your role in the offense was going to expand, and how do you think that has all come to pass?
Just with for me, it's more make plays when asked, when needed. The short routes, inside the slot, being an asset for Ben in the short yardage, a third down and short, or whenever the case may be, jet sweeps, stretching the field, and helping Ben be able to stretch the field as well. So to me, whatever I'm asked, I'm gonna do, and make plays.
Did the coaches come to you at any point in the season and tell you that was going to be the case? Like, do you remember a specific game or week where they said, "Hey, look, we're going to involve you more in the offense here"?
No, sir. Like I look at it, some games, like last week I had 8 targets. The week before that, 1 or 2, I think. So every game has its ups and downs, and every game has a difference. Some games they might let one-on-one be outside. Some it might be one-on-one inside. We have to win those matchups as a group, as a whole. And same thing with the tight ends. And so you just got to be prepared when your number called.
Jeff Hathorn.
Ray, you said before you played with, were teammates with him, you were a fan of Ben's. What made you a fan of Ben Roethlisberger, and what's it been like being his teammate?
I'm just a fan of winning, So Ben being a Steeler, I don't think with him and Coach Tomlin, they've had a losing season. He has, I think, 6 or 7 Pro Bowls, 2 Super Bowls he brought here, and top 5 in pass yardage. Is it passing yards, right? Mm-hmm. Correct. And that's prestigious with some great names up there, So just to be on his team is an honor. Watching him play was just, I love watching winners. He has that mentality.
Yeah, follow up, Jeff?
Yeah, what makes him special? Like, what sets him apart in your mind, Ray?
Like I just said, the mentality. Like, even when Ben, I remember one game, he was on the sideline, and it looked like he had like 4 hip pads on. And the game before that, I think he had bruise going from like his knee all the way up to like almost his rib from his hip. And I remember he didn't practice all week. He couldn't tie a shoe or something. And he went into the game and took every hit that came his way, never complained. And he came sideline, next series. And just that mentality of like, do whatever it takes. And I think that makes him who he is.
Brooke Pryor.
Yeah, Ray, following up on that, do you remember which game it was that you saw him on the sideline with all those hip pads? What was it, early in the season after he had that hip injury?
Yeah, it was. I think it was the hip injury, maybe. I'm not for certain what game it was.
Yeah. Beyond that, is there a moment, you said you've always liked him because he's a winner. Was there a moment that you remember watching when you were younger or as a kid that sticks out in your mind as just like a signature Ben Roethlisberger moment?
Shoot. For me, it was more, had to be the Ravens game when I think AB caught on his head on the sideline. Ravens AFC Championship game, or maybe to get the AFC, they win the AFC. If I'm correct, I don't know exactly which game it was, but it was against the Ravens. AB caught it like a deep ball on the sideline on his helmet. And just the drives that he put together throughout them games and them clutch games, different.
Chris Adamski.
Ray, Coach Canada said that you're getting open, and that's why you've been, you other than Deontay, you're getting more snaps, more routes, more catches, more targets, that kind of thing. Are you proud of the way, when you got here, you were kind of the return guy and that was it. And, you had a little whirl on offense, but you built your way all the way up to kind of the number 2 receiver. Did you set out to do that? Or are you proud of the way you've been able to kind of prove that?
Early in my career, I used to actually bother me that it was just return man, that was on my name. But once I honed in that position and just let's make plays there, eventually I know it was going to take care of itself on the offensive end. And so for me, I just come to work every day. Every day is a everyday rent due. And so still a lot to be done. So it's like, I appreciate Coach Kennedy saying that, but we got to win games. We got to execute when need to be executed, and we got to make more plays.
We'll stay with you, Chris, if you got to follow up.
I just, Coach Tomlin had your back on the taunting flag. I mean, A, do you appreciate that? And secondly, did you say anything that you think warranted it, or I assume you didn't think you deserved the flag?
Honestly, I don't know if that was before the first drive. Might have been the second drive we had. And Coach Tomlin just said, receivers, if we come back into this game, it's going to be on y'all. Don't worry about it. Let's go get it. Like, let's go make plays. And in my mind, I came out second half like, okay, let's put all that first half behind us. We've been here before. Vikings, we were down 23-0 at halftime. Came back to the game, last play of the game. It was the last play of the game decision. As we went down the drive, me and Snead were kind of competing. A healthy competition, nothing like swinging on each other, nothing crazy. And I remember him saying something to me at first half on a third down, and when I caught it, I was going to point by myself, and he kind of walked into it. And so for me, it was like, unfortunately, it was a flag, and maybe I learned my lesson. I don't even celebrate to get the ball back to the ref. But for me, it was just more of lock in, play ball, and play by play. And it kind of bothered me. They pushed us back that drive. I don't know if it harmed us or not, but just losing yards in general, having flags, is definitely not acceptable.
Brian Backo.
Did any coaches or players address that with you, Ray, or anything like that?
No, sir. I actually owned up to it. I said, I eat that one. That's on me. But from my personal standpoint, I was just celebrating this first down, and we walked into each other, and I think that's what the ref seen. I'm not gonna argue with the ref and then get another flag, and that's on the other side of the field, So took it what it was, learned my lesson, and I appreciate Coach Tomlin having my back, and I think that's why a lot of players run through, just because he understands